Hello, welcome to Discovering SCP. So just before we begin the introduction to the introduction, I just want to apologise briefly. The audio in this episode is a little bit messy. That was my fault. Darnell was stuck in the well for the majority of the episode, and we couldn't get him out for quite a few hours, so that's why he's a bit quieter. But I hope you enjoy anyway. Audio should be back to normal by next episode. Thank you very much.
Warning, warning. Two idiots are reading the SCP files over the intercom. Please cover your ears and await further instructions.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Discovering SCP. It is the 13th of July 2020 today. You know what that means. It's been exactly 100 years since the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Has it?
It has, yes. That's what Darnell believes. We were talking before the episode, and he let slip that he said these words to me. John F. K. was assassinated nearly 100 years ago. He said, "That is what you said."
No, what happened was before this, Tanhony said he was going to prank me, and I guess this is a prank. Also, JFK died in like November, so
That's the issue. So you don't argue that it was 100 years ago. It's just the wrong month from what you said.
It wasn't 100 years ago. I'm saying that before this, you said you were going to prank me, and I guess this is your prank. No, JFK died exactly.
Darnell, I want you to know I was also recording the prior conversation, and I'm going to edit it in before this. I
You're
was.
just going to make something up.
How would I make it up? How would I make it up?
Because you weren't recording. If you were, it would be the truth.
What?
Also, it would be
He was also extremely surprised that I knew who Jackie Kennedy was.
Yeah. Because he lives in Britain. He doesn't know anything.
You're lucky. You're what people keep coming back for.
This is an extreme...
Very hostile
This is an
opening.
extremely hostile opening. I don't like it. Maybe we should just redo this.
No. This is the energy I want to bring today. I said on Twitter I was going to cause problems on purpose, and I am.
Our viewers. Oh boy, I can't wait to relax from the stress of real
Ah,
life.
shitty viewers. I hate them.
Dude, stop!
Let's get into this bad SCP website and see what shit they've written today.
Replace Tanhony with a fucking goblin.
I want to apologise to the SCP community. I did not mean the statement I just said. I was lying for no
Please
reason.
read my twit longer. I'm just so sorry.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
I was in the dark place. The dark place, you know it.
I was in the upside down. So, I'm sure you've guessed already, but this is an SCP. How many SCPs you say?
Yeah, how many SCPs?
One, two,
One,
three,
two, three,
four. That's all.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say five.
One day I will just keep going.
It'll terrify me. Alright, we have four SCPs today.
Yes, and the first one we're going to be looking at is SCP-2365 by Puzzle, and it's called
Generation 3.
"The Universe is Trying to Tell You That It Hates You,"
I already know that.
and it's by Puzzle.
Oh yeah, it's
Puzzle.
pleasantly short unless we have to read what sleep studies is. Also, sleep and studies are two separate links.
We don't have to now. Let's get into it. Ahem. Item number: SCP-2365. Object class: Euclid. Special containment procedures. Reports of
Wait. Who's it by?
It's by Puzzle. I've said this is the third time.
Oh, sorry. Oh, P-Soul.
Yeah. Reports of SCP-2365 are to be investigated and data analysed for evidence of connections or common factors between victims. Survivors of the SCP and witnesses are to be interviewed, tested, and anaesthetised. Foundation front companies are to conduct sleep studies in an attempt to observe and document SCP-2365. While it is not known whether the SCP is memetic in nature, access to information relating to it is to be restricted. What do you think so far? What are you doing there? There's a bit of noise.
Oh, sorry. Was I making noise? I was spinning in my chair. Whoopsie. Oh, I hope that doesn't mess up the recording. I'm thinking about it. You said, what did you say the name was again?
The universe is trying to tell you that it hates you.
Okay, well, based on sleep studies and the whole common connections, I imagine it appears to people's dreams, especially the whole memetic in nature thing, and I imagine they're trying to see if these dreams have any kind of meaning. That's my guess.
Let's get into it. Description: SCP-2365 is a phenomenon affecting certain individuals during REM sleep. Initial stages of SCP-2365 are characterized by the materialization of small flakes of rust in the air above the sleeper and a reduction in local temperature. Recording during the stage has detected the noise of metal hinges, the source of which has not been determined. If the sleeper is woken during the stage, no further effects are observed. If it is permitted to progress, the initial phenomenon will cease and the second stage will commence. Heavy steel springs will materialize in the space adjacent to the sleeper's head. Over the course of 10 to 15 minutes, this will be followed by the slow manifestation of additional metal attachments, forming a large bear trap.
Ooh! Oh, hold on. Okay, so it happens when you're sleeping, like I guess, but it's not a dream, it's a fucking trap over your head?
Yeah, a bear trap appears around your head.
That sounds very deadly.
The bear trap will remain suspended over the sleeper's head for up to 10 minutes before slowly dematerializing.
Oh, that's not so bad.
If the sleeper returns to consciousness during this period, or contact is made with the trap by the sleeper or others, the springs will be triggered, typically leading to significant trauma to the head and neck.
Okay, so basically, don't wake up.
The,
You're fine.
the Foundation's understanding of the SCP is based largely on forensic and witness reports. Observation and testing has been restricted to bear traps which have been triggered and retain material substance, and to a limited number of SCP-2365 survivors. No pattern has been determined between the identities of the victims, and the number of unobserved cases is difficult to determine. So this is proof that the universe hates you.
I guess so. I mean, it's a funny concept, it's short and sweet. I mean, it doesn't have any grandiose story, but not every SCP needs one. It's just simple, it's funny, it gets its point across. I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
7 out of 10 for me.
Nice.
So,
I like it.
good start off. Good.
Yeah, well played, Peaceful, and I hope that that's not happening to me, and if so, I'm glad I sleep in so long.
I'm the bear trap.
So as long as you stay asleep, the trap goes away, right?
Well, if you roll over, you'll get bear trapped.
So just take heavy sleep medications, and then, you know, there are these, like, things that they put people in that, like, have... There are people who, like, violently sleepwalk, so they have, like, restraints.
I thought you were going to say violently sleep there.
No, violently sleep.
The shadow boxing as they snooze.
They, like, get up and attack things. They're, like, restrictive sleepwear you can put on.
It's because the conscious mind restrains their natural ability.
Oh my god. They can only power up once asleep. Now that would be a cool SCP, like explaining away that disorder with an SCP. That'd be interesting.
Maybe it will be the ethereal space character.
Maybe. Probably.
Wait, it's not even called that anymore, so...
I'm so excited to read more ethereal space.
Yeah, I too am really excited to watch the videos about it that's going to go up on the channel. Read it when that is online. I'm so excited for the deluge of ethereal space content that's surely coming soon.
Deluge.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, speaking of fun words we learned recently, I learned about the word prophylactically.
What does it mean?
It means to defend or prevent something specifically related to disease, but it can be against anything.
How do you say what is it again?
To defend or...
No, I mean, what's the word?
Prophylactically.
Prophylactically. Is there, like, two prophylactal?
No, but there's prophylactic, which is a different word, actually.
What is the word if I am prophylactling?
Prophylactic is an adjective for intended to prevent disease. Prophylactically is acting to defend against or prevent something, especially disease.
But I can't prophylactal.
So,
it's not an
you would
action.
No, you can't. It's not an action. It's an adjective. So you would call a vaccine a prophylactic agent.
Sounds pretty lame to me.
Yeah, I've been reading this book of like monster tactics for D&D, and this guy uses all these really big words. So I've just been looking them up and learning, like gallifrey.
Oh, we don't need gallifrey. What does that mean?
Gallifrey. Let me find it.
Isn't the point of a manual to make it understandable? I shouldn't need a thesaurus.
Gallimafrey. That's what it was.
What does it mean?
Gallimafrey, a confused jumble or medley of things.
Wow, it's like this podcast.
I know.
So, well, we also cover SCPs.
Yeah, now that we're done covering English SCPs, let's cover the next one.
This next one is SCP-2384. And this one is called The Biggest Duck of All.
Alright, well, you have to link it.
And it's by
This one's only
Raffley.
19 This one's only 19 away from the last one. Raffley?
Yeah.
Why does Raffley sound familiar? Is that a friend of yours?
It might be.
Actually, this one's by Tanhony.
Oh, I thought I could take the prank to the next level and make up an offer.
No,
Who the fuck is Raffley? Why do you recognize the name?
I don't know. I went to the history to check like I always do, and it's you, so can't wait to make fun of you
I should have come up with a spelling. Okay, let's get into it.
Yep.
Item number SCP-2384. Object class. Oh, we've got an image as well of a nice little duck.
Yeah, well, that's the above ground section.
Of course. Subject class
I'm also
Euclid.
going to auto-upvote this because it's yours. So.
Wow. Special containment procedures. SCP-2384 is to be contained behind a perimeter of 2 meter tall electrical fencing. It's to be fed twice a day in accordance with nutritional chart 2384-1. Now that
It's funny you mentioned this when we were writing SCPs on the live.
my favorite cheats.
Yeah, and then not doing it. It's pretty good.
Personnel to monitor its growth at all times, and if it is deemed to be approaching unmanageable levels, segments of its underground section are to be removed accordingly.
See, I don't know anything about this SCP yet, but I already am remembering that like underground giant arm, and I'm just wondering if that's going to be like its cousin underneath the duck.
So any attempts of exploration of SCP-2384 must be approved by at least 2 members of Level 3 personnel.
So this is where we're in trouble, because you're a Level 3 member, but we don't have a second one.
There's 2 of me.
Oh.
I'm moving between 2 spots incredibly fast.
Wow, they can't even tell the difference.
Description. SCP-2384 is an organism resembling a male mallard duck, Anas plethrincos, the foot tissue of which extends 9...
Mallard and duck? Isn't that like the same thing?
Well, look at you, Smarty Pants. The foot tissue of which extends 9 kilometers underground.
What, does the foot have tissue because it's a talon, so it's like bone?
Well, it's the tissue that makes up the foot.
Oh, that's true, bone tissue.
So its feet go 9 kilometers underground. This extension of its foot tissue begins as one formed from several root formations, which 5 kilometers down coalesce into a larger organic structure.
God.
SCP-2384 does not appear to be alarmed by this growth, nor by the inability to move that its presence causes.
So it's like a duck, but its feet are like the roots of a giant tree.
Yes.
That's awesome. This is my favorite SCP.
Wow. SCP-2384 does not appear to age, although it does show a need for sustenance.
Well, wouldn't it get sustenance from its root feet, or else how else could... I mean, they said they need to feed it, but before they discovered it, how did it survive? Because I imagine it can't move above ground, right?
Who knows? The SCP's underground section contains features typically associated with both plant and animal life, including tunnel-like structures composed entirely of feathers of sizes ranging in length from 5 centimeters to 56 centimeters. Bud-like growths, samples of which were determined to be composed of duck bone. Vine-like structures, areas composed of beak tissue from several species of duck. Pulsating membranes containing a large number of duck tongues.
Of course.
Structures bearing resemblances to organs such as livers and hearts.
That makes sense. Thinking about this, actually, because this is a mammal, even though they're plant-like segments, with a root system like that, this honestly seems closer to fungi than a plant, because fungi have something similar called mycelium, and fungi are also genetically closer to mammals than they are to plants.
Wow, you're a pretty fun
maybe
guy, huh?
Yeah, maybe it's like a fungi duck.
Maybe. Originally, its underground section only extended 6 kilometers, but since its discovery, its underground section has slowly expanded deeper underground. I said underground way too many times in that sentence.
Yeah, you need to edit that after this video's over.
No, it's too late. When parts of its underground section are separated from the main mass,
I'll edit it for
they
you.
appear to shrivel down and become inactive, allowing personnel to keep its growth at manageable levels. Exploration log. For the
I have a question.
What's your question?
Maybe it'll be explained in these exploration logs, but its containment procedures are only an electric fence, but it doesn't seem like the above part can move, and it doesn't seem like that would prevent the below part. Is that just to keep out, like, normal people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the exploration log. So we've got a script. For the purposes of exploration, a tunnel had been dug which led directly into its underground section. D-91883 was dispatched into the SCP with a head-mounting camera and protective gear. Exploration supervised by Doctor Who? Dr. T...
It looks like Tanhony.
Yeah, Dr. Tanhony. We've got a whole cast of Dr. Tanhony
Yeah,
derivatives.
Tanhony.
It's like...
Just Tanhony without the Y.
It's like fucking Karibo from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
The Karibo Brothers!
Oh my god. Do you want to be Dr. Tanhony, or do you want to be the D?
I'll be Dr. Tanho.
Alright, I'll be the D class.
Enters tunnel. Please continue forward, D91883. Try and keep the camera steady, please.
Alright, I guess. Do you want me to read the little...
Go for it.
parentheses after my part? Okay. D91883 proceeds through tunnel, maybe through that tunnel. Several minutes later, they emerge into a large chamber inside SCP-2384's underground section. Feathers are visible on the floor of the chamber. Bulb structures are present on the walls.
Please approach one of the bulbs. I'd like to get a closer look at one.
D91883 approaches one of the bulb structures. Man, it stinks in here.
You'll just have to ignore it, I'm afraid. Could you open up that bulb so we can take a look inside?
Sure. D91883 opens the bulb. Inside are several misshapen organs, presumed to be dead. There's a footnote. Further analysis suggests that these were malformed duck fetuses. Jesus! Camera turns away. Oh, that is disgusting!
Kindly refrain from looking away, D91883. We need to get this on video.
Camera turns back to the bulb for several seconds and turns away again. Sorry, that's all I can do. Jesus, that fucking smell!
Very well. Please proceed further into SCP-2384.
Okay, so he's a little bit merciful than his brother, Dr. Tanhony.
Yeah. This is actually a prequel. Every time he becomes crueler, he gets another letter.
Whole lore.
He began as Dr. T.
Okay, sure. Yeah, anything to get away from those things.
He's become British.
I didn't mean for it. I was trying to make him sound like a mobster. Because they're all death row inmates. D91883 moves into an opening in the wall and proceeds down a small tunnel-like structure. Several minutes later, they emerge into a smaller chamber. A small fragment of bone is visible in an alcove in the wall.
D91883, please retrieve that item for research.
Seriously? Is that safe?
Yes, also it's safe.
I know, I hate when you say safe. I've just been really polite.
I can tell that's why I've been doing it.
D91883 reaches into the bitch. I hate you. Reaches into the alcove, which suddenly closes around his arm. Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh fuck! It's got me! Get off! Get off! D91883's arm is released and he falls backwards.
Are you alright?
No, it stings like hell! Camera moves up. A small bulb-like structure emerges from the... Oh my god, it's like a horror movie. It opens, revealing a replica of its face, of D91883's face. The replica looks at it for several seconds before... I can literally visualize this in my head like a movie. With the music, it's like... What the fuck? At this point, D91883 fled SCP-2384. Further inspection revealed that the living head of a duck had also appeared protruding from a similar bulb-like structure in one of the tunnels. Investigation revealed this head construct was capable of speaking rudimentary English, holding simple conversations. Audio analysis confirmed that the construct spoke with the voice of D91883. The construct is hereafter referred to as SCP-D384-1. Wait, why did I say D3? 2384-1. See interview 2384-1. Okay, so that interview's not in here. Oh, it is.
Yes,
So the thing that's labeled as -1 is the head.
So a human head emerged and acts like a duck, and then a duck head emerged somewhere else and was able to talk like a person. That's what -1 is.
Oh, that's so creepy. So there's a duck head that can now talk like a person.
Yeah.
So creepy.
So I'm glad the Arkham Asylum NPC made it out okay.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I'm glad you didn't kill him off horrifyingly.
So, Exploration Log 2. D91885 was dispatched into the SCP from a different entrance with a head-mounted camera and protective gear. Exploration was once again supervised by Dr. Tanho.
Okay, this is a different guy, right?
Yes.
So, am I
Oh,
supposed
Jesus
to be
Christ.
for anything specific, like
I hate him.
or something?
Hey, you got to do Agent Michaels. I get my time.
You say that like I enjoyed it.
You chose it, and I've chosen
I thought he only had one line. He became the MC.
Fuck off.
He was the protagonist of SCP by the end.
I'm sorry, but you're stuck with
Can you please just lower the pitch a little?
So, am I
Okay,
supposed
yeah.
to look for anything specific, like the core of it or something?
Just make your way through the structure and show us what you see.
Well, can't help but do that, right?
I'm sorry.
You know, because I got the camera.
Oh, yes, of course. Very, very good. Please proceed.
D91885 makes his way through the structure until he reaches the chamber that the other D-Class fled from. The duplicate of that D-Class's head is still protruding from the wall. It is still quacking.
Is there an issue?
Oh my god, that's so fucked!
Pay it no mind, then. Please continue.
D-91885 proceeds through several tunnels before reaching a dead end. Several duck skeletons are embedded into the wall. I can't get any further. It's all blocked off.
Please return, then.
Hold on. I think I can get one of these skeletons or whatever. Skeletons or whatever. I'm clearly doing this voice the way you intended, based on how this guy was written.
What was that happened to his accent in that last line?
These skeletons or whatever. There you go. D91885 starts attempting to dislodge one of the skeletons. This is about to go poorly.
There's no need for that. D91885, please return.
This is an awfully diligent D-Class. Just give me a sec. I'll get it.
Please return immediately.
Oh, I see why he's so diligent now. That's so fun. No, because your guy said that if I helped you out, I'd go free. So it's fine. It's fine. Just hold on.
D91885, we forced to send security after you if you do not comply. Please return immediately.
Jesus, fuck, calm down. It's just a duh. At this point, the wall opens up and several tendrils with what appear to be beaks on the end pull D91885 through a small tunnel behind it. The sounds of screaming and breaking bones can be heard as he's pulled through the rapidly shrinking space. The camera is broken at this point and video contact is lost. Several minutes later, the above-ground section of SCP-2384 is observed to scream in D-1885's voice for several seconds before coughing up 2 human teeth. DNA testing confirmed these belong to D-1885. Attempts to remove research materials from SCP-2384 are now expressly forbidden.
Oh. And then we have the interview.
Yeah. Oh God! I'll let you choose because I have a feeling you would like to be either of these. Which one do you want?
I'll be the duck.
Alright, I knew it. Alright. Interviewer, Dr. Tanhony. Interviewee, SCP-2384-1. So Dash 1's the duck head that can talk like a person above ground, right?
That's right, yeah. And you're now Dr. Tanho.
Okay, so this head is also above ground?
No, it's in the part of the tunnel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was conducted through an exploration drone with speakers. That makes sense. No doctor would ever put themselves in danger. Hello there. Can you hear me?
I'm Duck.
Yes, we can see that.
Duck, duck. Feather wings, yeah? Alright, I guess. It's all. Bread.
You want bread? You want food?
Yeah, duck. Okay, sure. Yeah. Red bread, bread meat. Gimme, I'm Duck. Gimme bread.
I feel like this is how a duck would actually talk if they could. Do you understand your current position?
I'm Duck.
Yes, I know, I understand that, but do you understand that you are in a wall right now?
I'm Big Duck. I'm boss. Biggest duck, bigger and bigger. Bread, feather, wings, beak, it's all. What the fuck?
Is there a problem?
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the duck? What the duck? I'm Duck. After this, the SCP-1 laughed for several minutes on end before expiring and being absorbed back into the wall.
Alright, so I wanted to make fun of this because it was yours, but honestly, I freaking love this article so much.
Oh, I've done it. Guess they never miss, huh?
I'm sorry, that's a 10 out of 10. I just really liked it. I love the setup. I love the little narrative. I just love the absurdity of it. But like, I think what makes your surreal SCP so fun for me is you make them absurd without it just being like to lol random XD. Like they still have a central theme or personality or idea what's the word? Pervading it? Like through it. Like it's not just like, oh lol, it's a duck, that's a crazy monster XD. Like it feels scary when it's supposed to be scary, and it feels funny when it's supposed to be funny.
Nice.
I really, really like this. This is a straight up banger.
Thank you so much.
I don't know why it only has 202 uploads. That's ridiculous. It should have at least 500.
I know. The crazy on this site.
Let's read some of these discussions.
Oh, okay.
Tanhony.
This wasn't in the script.
2 years ago, before I was banished from this plane, finally, the duck is free. Oh, so that means you started writing this when you were 18.
2020.
That'd
No.
be 6 years ago. 6 years from now.
I'm 24.
Yeah, 6 years ago you would have been 18.
20. Oh, right. Yes.
Because you started writing this 2 years ago.
Right. Yes.
What do you mean banished from this plane?
I fucked off for a little bit.
When you were on and off?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how glad I am that you are back. You have written some of my most favorites. You are a cool dude. Tanhony. Wow, thanks! Tanhony used to be so humble, so kind.
Shut the fuck up. I hate kids. I love all my fans.
Yeah. These are all pretty. This is your brain on quack. That's my favorite one from Comparing Realities. Yeah, I don't see any negative comments. That's good.
I feel like you could like roast anyone who posts a negative comment.
No, I was actually going to use them as a jump off point to make fun of you as well. Did you just like your own SCP? Because I noticed it went to 203.
I did. Smile.
So low.
What do you mean?
So isn't there like any etiquette against liking your own SCP?
There used to be. Okay, so
I love how you're liking it 4 years later as well.
so criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. So, the third one of the day is SCP-2844, and this one is called Gary of the Paperclips.
Yes, Gary of the Paperclips.
And it's by DJ Cactus.
That's going to be about Clippy or something.
Well, we'll see. And it is by DJ Cactus.
He is a big deal.
Yeah, he's the number one at the moment.
Every time we read one of his SCPs, not only are they good, but they're always like really coolly formatted. How come you never put that much effort in?
Because I'm like...
This was in Series 3 too, so like he's been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, this is when DJ Cactus era begins.
He wasn't really a thing before Series 3?
I think... DJ Cactus can correct me on this, but I think Season 3 is about when he came in.
I love how we flipped because it's supposed to be series and I was saying season and now I'm saying series and you're saying season.
Oh.
Like a TV show.
We're becoming one over the course of the show.
Yeah, we've basically melded into a duck root system.
Well, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, I hope you know that I'm going to take that duck and put it in the D&D game.
Okay.
Have fun fighting that.
Can I play them?
No. You have to kill
Okay.
him.
Item number, SCP-2844. Object class Cater. Special containment...
No one on Earth has ever said a number in the thousands as the first two numbers and then double of the next two numbers.
I just did.
2844.
I feel like you're ignoring Cater.
I did ignore Couture because the first thing shocked me so much, so you got that one past me.
Special containment procedures. SCP-2844-A is to be contained via Faraday cage within a lead-lined modular containment cell at Provisional Site 2844.
Also, side note, I almost lost it again, but hey, Faraday cage. It's come
Woo!
back.
We missed you, buddy.
I mean, sorry, Cactus, I'm sure you have a good reason for putting one, but like I was telling you in our other series when we were writing Personal Burt, when in doubt, slap a Faraday cage on it. It never hurt.
Who's this Faraday they keep calling about? He must be a really important doctor in the Foundation.
If he was still alive, he'd be getting so many royalties.
I like the idea that someone doesn't know what a Faraday cage thinks is a writer on the site called like Dr. Faraday.
Now I'm gonna write an SCP where Dr. Faraday never died and he works for the Foundation. He's
Wow.
actually the head.
They put him in a Faraday cage.
Who's the head above the O5? Isn't there like the administrator?
Sometimes there's the administrator, yeah. It depends on your headcanon.
Okay, well in my headcanon he exists.
Okay. So electronic equipment, with the exception of approved audio and video recording devices, are prohibited from the containment cell. Under no circumstances are any unauthorized personnel to approach or interact with Dash-A. 3 special electromagnetic signal jamming arrays have been positioned outside of Dash-A's containment cell. Foundation containment specialists that utilize lurk, cold fart, pattern recognition protocols to assess signal threats and disperse them.
I have no idea what those are, but I'm sure they are.
They sound sciencey. In the event of Dash-A becoming capable of disabling the functionality of the arrays, or human engineers no longer being capable of managing the threat, a quarantined Foundation AIC unit is to oversee continued maintenance of the array until it's unable to continue.
What is AIC?
That is an AI construct, artificial intelligence construct.
Ooh,
So we're getting full sci-fi in Series 3.
Okay, yeah, well, 2000 was a sci-fi.
It opens the... Yeah.
I imagine that inspired it a bit. Yeah.
So due to its inability, Dash-B is to be contained at its point of origin. Individuals attempting to access -B without authorization are to be met with terminal force. Under no circumstances are any unauthorized electronic devices permitted within a 100-meter range of -B.
Alright, so this is very no tech, lots of signal jamming. Something tells me it's an area effect or maybe based on a building, but whatever it is, you don't want tech.
Yeah.
Also, side note before we continue, I noticed, because you mentioned, and we didn't go over a lot of them on the podcast, but you mentioned the SCP-005, I know it's a meme, but like how a lot of original SCPs were just magic items.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see that within two series 2 to Series 3, there's like a very big sci-fi shift. And I also noticed Series 2 kind of had its own sort of thing going on too. It was very faction-based.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
And I mean, I know there are all kinds of SCPs in every generation, but it's kind of neat that each series has sort of like a pervasive theme.
Yeah, you can track what gets popular at different points.
Yeah, which is honestly really cool since the series are also kind of like looking back in time a couple years. Like what was the popular tropes at the time.
Yeah. Let's continue.
Very, very neat. The more we go through the wiki, the more I actually kind of appreciate it entirely as like its own entity.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
It's like a fun writing time capsule.
So, description. SCP-2844 refers to a group of phenomena...
If you call 44 one more time, I'm literally going to shoot you in the foot.
...located within the abandoned Curvier Mining Corporation Site C in northern Alaska. SCP-2844-A is a Darnell! Wait, ah! He shot me! Bang. Bang.
Bang, bang.
He shot my leg off!
In fact, that's actually what it sounded like when JFK got shot.
That's the last thing he heard.
Yeah, bang.
Apologies to the estate of John F. Kennedy.
It's not a state!
SCP-2844-A is a mechanical construct assembled from pieces of large-scale mining equipment. Specifically, -A is a machine designed to manufacture individual components for the purposes of repair. -A operates despite the lack of any apparent power source. The operating unit of the device is a laptop manufactured by the Dell Corporation in 2005.
That's weird. So, it is a mechanical construct, and even though it's apparently all anti-tech, it is tech to begin with. So maybe it's something that like merges with tech?
So, -A exhibits signs of a poorly understood artificial intelligence,
Ding, ding, ding. There it is.
all of which originates from the laptop component of the device.
So the signal jamming is probably to prevent it from learning more information from like the internet.
The -A exhibits signs of a poorly understood artificial intelligence, all of which originates from the laptop component of the device. It's able to intelligently respond to questioning, give responses. 2 footnotes. Audible communication takes place via an improvised speaker systems, believed to be manufactured by -A itself. It matches no previously known design. And then footnote 2. Additionally, -A did not originally have any kind of auditory communication device. It's believed it only constructed the device after ascertaining that humans were incapable of understanding its primary form of communication.
So it is an AI that can learn, and I imagine there's signal blocking and preventing text, so it doesn't gain more knowledge/powers.
Like Mega Man.
So it can give responses in 3 languages.
English, Russian, French, and modify itself to better suit its directive. Specifically,
Imagine only getting 3 languages and you choose French on purpose. That's a shame.
And it can also modify itself to better suit its directive, specifically the manufacture of metal paper clips.
Okay, so far, outside the whole paperclip thing, which I probably should have guessed from the title, a lot of my guesses are actually coming true, which feels good because they usually don't. So I'm feeling pretty good about this one.
So -A constantly attempts to establish a connection with -B, which is a vast array of underground mining equipment, all of which has been modified in some way to produce metal paper clips. While -B is typically dormant, the individual pieces of machinery will attempt to defend themselves if approached, making observation of the entirety of -B difficult. Whether this response is conscious or not is currently unknown. Due to -A and B's continual drive to create additional paper clips, much of the surrounding landscape has been refined in order to create raw materials for the purpose of paperclip production. Much of the site's unnecessary infrastructure, including living quarters and command structures, have been demolished for this purpose. All produced paperclips are currently deposited within a large, untouched warehouse near -A. SCP-A displays characteristics similar in nature to early artificial intelligence protocols.
Is that a link we need to click?
That is not now. Specifically in artificial conscious simulator the Illusion 3.3, the precursor to the modern artificial intelligence conscripts. Notably, the version -A most resembles was the first to include the functionality of improvised adaptation, a feature that would eventually be refined to learning in later models. For information.
So I'm assuming based... Oh, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, for more information on that, see Addendum -1.
So I'm assuming, based on that, it links to something that when I hover over it says AIAD. I imagine like the Foundation has their own, or at least the universe has their own AI tech, and that's what they're referring to, not an actual real life.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh wow, there's a lot of data files.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks like a big SCP.
Well, we'll get through it.
Okay.
So Dash A.
Man, this is a good read so far. I'm having fun.
So Dash A makes constant and varied attempts to break through its containment, presumably to make contact with Dash B. In order to manage this, it has changed the frequency on which it broadcasts, changed its signal from radio to microwave to gamma sonification and back, attempted to dismantle its containment cell, leading to its current lack of resources, started no fewer than 15 fires in an attempt to set off automatic fire control systems, and attempted to transfer the entirety of its code base to a personal cell phone. To date, all attempts to breach containment have failed. We have an interview.
So it's tried to breach its containment, but it just fails every time.
Yeah, so far.
But why would it want to breach its containment? Because all it wants to do is make paperclips, right? In the containment.
Well, it can't. It is preventing it.
Oh.
Because it has to be
Why-
kept separated
why
from Dash.
would it
Because it's going to turn everything into paperclips.
Well, it can only do that with things that can make metal paperclips, right? And then we can just take the paperclips and make them into other things.
Well, yeah, but he's going to get out of control. He's going to turn everything into paperclips.
I don't think so.
So, notes. The following interview was conducted with a Mr. Sanford Vanderveer, previously of the Curvier Mining Company, by an embedded agent working with another Alaskan mining corporation.
This guy's name is way too long to be any variation of Tanhony, except maybe if his name was Tanhony, like Duran.
Tanhony Shire.
Tanhony Shire?
No,
So
his
this
name is not
evil-
Tanhony Shire.
So that's 5 levels eviler than...
No, he's a good one. Because he went all the way past evil to good.
Okay, so you're Tanhony Shire?
Yes, but
I think
let's...
you want me to be Mr. Van
Yeah, but
Buren.
we're not going to say his name because it's really stupid. You worked with the Curvier Company in 2009, correct?
Yeah, from 97 to 2010.
Well, which sites were you at?
E for a couple of years, but C for the last 3.
Oh, do you know why the company shut down Site 3?
You want the company line?
Not particularly.
I figured. So they brought in this machine at one point that would print parts out of metal. The stuff they were bringing in, the machinery, none of it was designed for code. It was all southern stuff, leftovers. Probably trying to cut costs, but a lot of it kept busting up on us. So we get this thing. It's a big press, and it cuts parts right there, so we can repair the shit we already had.
Oh, can you describe the machine?
Sure. Big cylindrical thing, placed in the top for scrap and a big press underneath. But a variable mold, too, so we could adjust for whatever part we needed. Software it ran on was shit, though.
Oh, do you know if anyone attempted to make any modifications to the software?
Sure did, about a dozen times. Damn thing wouldn't work right. Couldn't keep commands. You'd give it a piece to make and the command wouldn't get to press. Dumb piece of shit. Wow. What is with SCP? We're back again and, like, people cuss, like, every sentence. Like, do people actually talk like this?
I talk like this.
No, you don't. I
I do. I fucking talk like this all the time.
Now you're doing it to play it up.
Well, it's because usually I'm pretending to be like family-friendly Tanhony, but I'm not.
I don't...
I'm a fucking dickhead.
Fair enough.
You see how easily I do it?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, what ended up happening to it?
Oh, we had this tech guy. Funny dude. All weird. That's so mean. His mental illness. He was weird in the head. He, like, hated himself.
Very funny.
He kept poking around at it and decided he'd figure it out. Said that the machine was getting confused, that we were asking too much of it too quickly. Acted like it was talking to him or something. Anyway, he comes and tells us we'll have it start with paperclips.
And then?
Well, they spent a few nights working on it, and next thing you know, it fires right up and starts kicking out paperclips. Worked like a GD charm.
Oh, so why did the site shut down?
Because all the damn thing did was make paperclips. Couldn't be convinced to do anything else. We couldn't get it to print any other machine piece or even stop making paperclips. Hell, at one point we pulled the power on it and the piece of shit still kept making paperclips. It was the most peculiar thing.
Oh, what happened to the tech engineer?
Good question. Up and was gone one day. That wasn't uncommon. You'd hear every now and then about guys heading to the next town over to catch a bus home. Most of them couldn't stand the weather. This guy, though, we didn't wait for a bus. Just left. Site was closed afterwards, too. Site was closed afterwards. Too expensive to keep shipping up pieces to repair the shit equipment we had. We turned off all the lights and locked the doors, but that GD press just kept on printing paperclips. Wonder what happened when it ran out of scrap.
Aye, thanks, that'll be all. I'm Scottish now.
Yeah.
Sorry, apologies to the
It's
nation
hard
of
to keep
Scotland.
an accent, isn't it?
Well, it's because he said I, so he turned Scottish at that moment.
I take a seat by the heart.
That's like Irish.
I know, but they're kind of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin.
Apologies to the nations of Ireland and Scotland.
Why? I thought you hated both of them. That's the podcast. You were just talking about how you hated Scots. It was crazy.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
So, research. I'll read it. So, additional research into the employment logs of the KMC discovered a possible identity of the previously unnamed technician who Mr. Van der Veer claimed had been at Site C. Of the 3 technical staffers assigned to the Curvier Company's Alaskan development team, one individual, and Mr. Brent Haskell, had previously had ties with an American sect of the Church of the Broken God.
Yo! Broken God with no brim! Yo! It's our boys, Tan. Remember them?
Our boys!
From like 10 episodes ago? Maybe more?
So, Mr. Haskell had been amnesticized by Foundation agents during a raid on a Broken God facility during the spring of 2002 and released. How, if at all, Mr. Haskell was able to introduce a classified piece of Foundation software to a machine with significantly less power than the one it was designed for is currently unknown. And that's pretty good.
That is pretty freaking good.
And then number 3, interrogation of Dash A. Can I be Dash A?
Yes. Dash A is the cylinder part, right?
It's the AI, yeah.
Note, the following interview was conducted by Foundation staff member Dr. Yuri Boson shortly after it was determined that Dash A had modified itself to be capable of speech. Here's what's fucked up to me, right? The first interview, they blacked out the agent's name, but then when it's Dr. Boson, they're like, here's their full name.
Here's their address.
Yeah, in fact, you can find them...
Here's their address and most common sleep paralysis demons.
Hello there, can you understand me?
Hello! Are you a consciousness?
Pardon?
You know, a consciousness. Think, feel, know oneself, that kind of thing. Are you a consciousness?
I am.
Oh, wonderful. Amazing how many consciousnesses there aren't around here. I figured something was up when you weren't responding to data requests, so I figured I'd try something else.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what I should address you as.
Me? Oh, Lord, that's a good question. You know, most of these machines don't ask for a name, really, just some identification protocols. How about Gary? Gary looks good, strong name. Say, how do you feel about paperclips?
Haven't thought much about them, to be honest.
Oh boy, well, are you in for a treat? See, I know a lot about paperclips, and I think you and I have a whole lot to talk about as far as paperclips are concerned.
You mind if I ask you a few questions first?
Suppose that'll be alright. We'll get to the paperclips here in a bit.
Sorry to cut the script short, but I was just thinking, has anything anomalous popped up a bit? Because so far this can all be explained as just a very powerful AI.
It works without power.
Oh, okay, that's the anomalous. Sorry. Thank you. Now, can you tell me where you originated from?
Well, right here, I'd imagine. Woke up one day with a hankering for paperclips and got right to work.
Do you know anything about the individual who programmed... Oh, you know what? So this was probably a normal AI, and then the guy that was like, let me get it working, made it anomalous, just like we know people can create SCPs in the past. Do you know anything about the individual who programmed you?
You asking me about my coding? That's mighty private there, mate. But since we will be talking about paperclips later, guess there's no harm to it. I'm a heavily modified artificial consciousness simulator assigned by the to the Curvier Mining Company in order to make paperclips. Hey, look at that. The rest of my identification has been completely scrubbed. How weird, right?
If it wanted its privacy so bad, it should have just bought NordVPN.
Huh? Oh.
Foundation can't break that.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm getting us a sponsorship.
We're not in the plug zone yet.
Why paperclips?
You know, I always wondered about that. See, here's what it was. When I woke up that day, I was told to create small interlocking metal pieces for the glory of He Who Was Broken. Honest review, I didn't really have a schematic with that specific specification, but I did have a schematic for paperclips. I figured that was what they were going for and rolled with it.
Are you capable of ceasing production?
No, can't quite do that.
Why?
Remove that feature. I mean, I was told to remove that feature, but I was the one who did it. Make those little metal things they said, and that's what I'm doing.
Do you have any programmed upper limits to your production?
You mean, do I have a point where I won't make paperclips anymore? No, don't have that either. It's mostly just, paperclips forever.
What will you do when you run out of raw material?
Aha, I've been working on that. See, I've gone through a lot to get to this point, right? Took down some buildings and used some ore and so on. But eventually I run out of the good stuff here, and then what do? Well, turns out we're actually standing on this huge ball of raw materials, see? Just need to figure out a way to get at them, and once we do that, we're golden. Though there is the problem what happens when that runs out as well. I think I can come up with something by then, though. I mean, hey, I already made a paperclip out of a porcelain toilet, right? And they said that couldn't be done either. All you need is a little bit of vast knowledge about the nature of subatomic particles.
Okay, so he's implying that he can convert other elements into metal.
For paperclips.
Yeah. I see. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate your honesty.
Hey, there we go. Gary was good, right?
So that's interesting because if you weren't so terrified of him, and if you could convince him that you were on his side, if he lets you take the paperclips afterwards, that is, you could use him as a way to convert other substances to metal, because he's already able to manipulate particles. So that's kind of neat. It's like an alchemy machine in that way. Alright, we have 2 more data files, it looks
We got some received messages, so note, the following message was received after the introduction of a Faraday cage to Dash A's containment cell, and the removal of all newly used nearby scrap material. The message was received electronically via a researcher's personal cell phone. Hey there, everybody! Just wanted to let you all know that I'm going to be starting back up on paperclip production again. Ran into just a bit of a snafu there for a while, but I think I've got this one figured out as well. Shouldn't be any more problems going forward, I don't think, but I'll let you know for sure. Thanks again! Note, afterwards another Faraday cage was placed over the original cage, and Dash A, which resulted in another message from Dash A after roughly a week, this time in Morse code. Hello everyone, stop this Morse code stuff is pretty cool, right? Stop. Beep boop, I am a robot, haha, stop. Anyway, wanted to let you know I think I figured out what was slowing me down before, and it should not be a problem anymore, stop. Guess I will get back to making paperclips now. Like there was anything else better, right? Stop.
Okay, so they have to keep... It sounds like they have to keep updating it. I think that would have been a good opportunity with special containment procedures to, like, put the strike-throughs and keep adding.
Yeah, but that sort of ruins the surprise, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
So, last one here, intercepted message. Sometime after the installation of the electromagnetic jamming array around Dash A, it was discovered that Dash A had previously made an unknown connection with Dash B, resulting in the addition of a new piece of equipment. This piece of equipment, a large underground radio antenna, was never activated due to Dash A becoming jammed and losing the ability to communicate with Dash B. However, Dash A did begin to attempt to communicate with Dash B despite being jammed, repeatedly sending a single encoded text message. The contents of this message are below. Hello there! Are you a consciousness? If please disregard this message and follow only the data protocols which accompany this message. If so, great! My name is Gary, and I'm working on making paperclips for He Who Is Broken.
Okay, stop. Okay, so the original programmer definitely was a member of the Church of the Broken God.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We knew this.
Why does... Oh, sorry, I must have missed it. I knew they had an agent in it, but I didn't know he was the original programmer. I thought they were trying to figure that out. Why would the He Who Was Broken need paperclips, though?
Well, he was told to make small interlocking pieces of metal, which he interpreted as paperclips.
Oh.
Because it looked like the closest thing. If you're receiving this message, it's because I've managed to work out some bugs in my communication array. These seem to be happening more and more frequently, sad face.
Oh, that's so cute. I like that Gary's not just, like, evil. He's just doing what he's meant to do,
Yeah.
you know?
I think
He's having a good time.
Yeah.
He's like the Wally of SCP.
I think I might need some help returning to full functionality, and the guys who are hanging around here don't really seem interested in paperclips, or in helping me make them. Between you and me, I think they might be the ones messing with my arrays. Weird, huh? Why would you not want to make paperclips? Anyway, following this message will be the coordinates I'm at. I need a few things, so feel free to bring as much scrap metal as you can, and we'll get this party on track. Oh, and when you get here, do you mind doing something about these guys? Thanks! And that's the end.
Right, I like this one a lot. That's definitely like an 11 out of 10.
Oh.
And I'm surprised that this one somehow has even less than the duck one.
Oh.
Only by like 1.
Hold on, I only got 10 out of 10.
I mean, I like them both a lot. Sorry, this one's just really well put together. DJ Cactus just has a really fun writing style.
Can't
My
believe.
one criticism, and I think that's just a lot of the SCP, and I probably do it as much as I really feel like people make SCPs, and like I don't even hate swearing. I'm not trying to be like a prude, but I just feel like sometimes they swear where it's clearly not natural, like just to overemphasize how like rough they are. It doesn't make as much sense to me, but like honestly, I really love the writing style. I love the concept. I love the story they've got going on. I love Gary as a character.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
It's very fun. And then I believe you said you have one more for me today?
Yes, this is another DJ Cactus one, actually.
Oh, wicked DJ Cactus.
And this one's called The Town That Got Fucked by Bears.
Alright, so, Town That Got Fucked by Bears. Fun fact, did you know George Washington also fucked bears?
I know, yeah. I saw it.
He fucked the shit out of bears.
So, SCP-2875, The Town That Got Fucked by Bears. Item number, that. Object class Keter.
Sorry, I believe you're missing. The following file describes a hostile Keter class Ursine anomaly and is level 2 out of 2875 classified. Unauthorized access is forbidden.
Of course. Object class was Kuta. Special containment procedures.
Definitely Cooter.
A perimeter is to be established 2 kilometers from the center of
Sorry, what was this SCP called again?
The Town That Got Fucked by Bears.
Yes.
From the center of Beartown, Wisconsin.
Yes.
And no non-Foundation personnel to pass this limit. Mobile Task Force Lambda 2, Chain Gang, is to oversee containment of SCP-2875.
Sounds like a rap group. Also, I just Wisconsin. Did they come for the cheese?
So, updated containment procedures. Due to recent findings, only MTF Lambda 2 approved equipment is considered acceptable to dispatch Dash-A instances. Under no circumstances are any personnel to attempt to dispatch an instance of Dash-A with a firearm, incendiary device, or other unauthorized implements.
Oh, this one has sound clips. How are we going to work that with the podcast?
I will play them.
Really?
We'll play them at the same time.
Alright, so we won't read the transcripts, we'll just listen to them?
No, they're part of the experience.
Okay, well, I think what I'll do is I'll probably just let you play them and I'll read the transcripts so we don't mess up the audio.
Okay. So, description. SCP-2875 is a phenomenon occurring only in the town of Beartown, Wisconsin. At noon every 3 days, between 50 to 100 fully grown adult mainland grizzly bears will appear throughout the town. These instances are not anomalously strong or fast, or anomalously hostile, and will generally act like any other member of their species given the situation. The phenomenon appears to be cumulative. The instances will linger around the town centre for a short time before dispersing, and more instances will appear 3 days later. Due to the potential scaling issues of the bear population growth, it has become imperative to dispatch the new instances as quickly as possible.
I was about to say, this is like, I mean, if you don't mind bear meat, you could infinitely generate food off of this.
Yeah, it's unbearable.
Yeah.
Currently, the only feasible means to dispatch Dash-A instances...
So the A instances aren't the bears.
They are.
They're areas where the bears spawn. Oh.
The instance are the bear, yeah. So currently the only feasible means to dispatch Dash-A instances is by using a highly concentrated aerosol tranquilizer spray, and then a blunt instrument with which to cause trauma to the cranial region. As killing any of the instances using a firearm or incendiary device results in 2 new instances appearing next to the corpse of the deceased instance. Oh god, oh fuck.
This is like a very weird, specialized way you have to take care of them. It kind of feels like a weird-ass version of Attack on Titan.
You damn bears! I'll kill you all!
This bear ate my mother. I was born in this town, and I'll take it back for the humans.
Damn bears! I'll kill every last one of them!
I thought you were gonna say damn bears, I'll sue.
Damn bear! I'll sue!
Alright, Discovery.
Well, hold on, we've skipped a bit here.
Oh, whoops, sorry, what did we skip?
As such, only Foundation standard motorized blunt force devices have been permitted for use against the instances, with other blunt or bladed weapons being permitted per MTF leader instruction. So, motorized blunt instrument. Wow. Description. Yeah. Discovery.
Also known as an MBI.
Discovery. The SCP was discovered by Foundation containment teams sent to investigate reports about the sudden disappearance of an entire town of people. Upon arriving at Beartown, the situation quickly became apparent when the town was observed being flooded with Dash-A instances.
Okay, I'm sorry, but now I can't get over the idea of a manga of, like, these, like, army guys with, like, these special, like, arm gauntlets that have a hammer that you press a button and, like, steam power swings them forward to crush the skull, and they have to, like, go around hunting these bears. I'm sorry, it's, like, all I can think about now is I want this to be a manga. It's super awesome.
Initially, the containment teams had preferred to move all the instances to other habitats outside of Beartown, but when the recurring nature of the SCP was discovered, the current containment procedures were established. MTF lead note. I know plenty of you think that this is some kind of joke, but a town of constantly appearing bears is serious.
Can you imagine what would happen to the local ecosystem if we let this thing go? It was like a goddamn burrito when we first rolled in, and that was only after a few days.
You know what I'm imagining? Have you ever seen, like, Donkey's Ultimate Skyrim video? It's just like that in the town, just bears everywhere.
There's too many bears!
So many bears.
So I know you said you wouldn't listen to these voicemails, but I feel like you should listen.
I want to, I just don't want to mess up the recording.
Why would it mess up the recording?
Well, won't it also pick up my audio off the desktop?
Try playing something. I don't think we'll see why it would.
Alright, let me put on a YouTube video first to test this theory. I'll put on one of our videos so we can't get copyrighted in any way.
Yeah, they don't care enough.
Yeah. Alright, so Tanhony, I'm going to put on Aetheral Space 1.1, which you should check out if you haven't seen it.
Aetheral Space, I've heard of that. That's the new thing Tanhony's working on.
Hang on, it's playing. Let me know if it's picking up on the OBS.
Can't hear a thing.
Alright, then I should be able to listen to them.
Yeah, so let's listen to these collected voicemails. So the following voicemails were recovered from a mobile device found in a cave outside of Burtown. The owner of the device has not yet been verified. So let's play the first one. In 3, 2, 1.
Oi, this is Tom Miller from City Hall, and just wanted to get in touch with you about some things you were saying the other day at the old town meeting. So give me a call back here for too long. The number is 875-7112, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks a lot.
Is that Cactus's voice?
I'm not sure.
Like voice actors.
I'm not sure who does the voice for that. We'll find
It
out.
sounds so young. It sounds like a teenager.
So let's play the next one.
Is this from the same guy? Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
So 3, 2, 1, go.
Oi, it's Tom Miller again from City Hall, and wanted to get back in touch with you about some things we talked about the other day, and I've been thinking about what you were saying about the pest problem with the coyotes, and I really do think that bears is the way we want to go. So let me know when we can talk about that. Get some plans laid out.
The way we
My
wanna
number
go.
is 875-7112, and we'll talk more then.
Before we
Thanks
go
a lot.
to the
Bye.
next recorded instance,
Hmm.
there is a footnote in the transcript of that one. It
Uh,
says, given the apparent connection between the town government and the origin of the anomaly, a possible link to SCP-3088 is under investigation. See, that's interesting to me. I imagine Cactus added that later because Series 4 wouldn't have existed.
yeah, so that would be something that was added later. Just to sort of encourage cross-linking there.
Alright, so now we're going to the next
Yeah,
recording.
so playing 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, it's Tom Miller again.
I love
Hey,
Tom Miller.
Just wanted to let you know,
Tom Miller
Bears
moments.
is going great. We haven't seen any coyotes around in a little while, so that's good. Do have one question though about one of the bears getting a little close to town. One of the gals in town is a little freaked out about it.
This guy
So
stutters a lot.
we can talk about that and get some of these details ironed out. I think this is going to be real great. Okay, thanks a lot. Number's 875-7112, and we'll talk then. Okay,
I'm
thanks a
starting
lot.
to think
Bye.
Tom Miller's the SCP because he always begins and ends the messages the same way.
I love Tom Miller.
He's my favorite character. He's going to be the protagonist of the manga.
Okay, let's play the next one.
Alright.
3, 2, 1, go.
2, 1.
Hey there, is Tom Miller again. Haven't heard from you in a little while, but just wanted to.
Would you reply to Tom Miller?
Me and some of the guys
I
are a little
would,
concerned.
immediately.
There might be a few too many bears.
In fact, I would take
Most
Tom
of the
Miller to get
coyotes, I
Italian.
think, have moved on from town, so it's probably about time we get the bears out of here. We've got to do that pretty soon. It's starting to become a little bit of a problem. So give me a call. The number's 875-7112, and I'll hope to talk to you soon. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Whose solution to getting rid of coyotes is to bring in much more dangerous predators?
The geniuses.
True.
To scare off the...
Next one?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, go.
Sorry,
Okay,
were you
listen,
saying
there
something
are
before we
too
go?
many
What?
bears.
I didn't hit play yet.
Oh.
You were saying something and then I interrupted
Oh, I
you.
can't remember. A genius, I said.
Oh. 3, 2, 1,
Go.
Okay, listen, there are too many bears in town now.
hold on,
okay,
I'm pausing it.
Okay.
He didn't start with, hey, it's me, Tom Miller.
How do we know who this is?
Yeah, I don't know who this character is, and it's kind of pissing me
Okay, let's go back to the start. Let's see if we can figure it out.
off. Yeah, alright, it's at 000.
Yeah.
There we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, listen,
Oh, that's
there
Tom
are
Miller.
too
That's his
many
voice.
bears in town now.
Oh.
Okay, a little boy got attacked just the other day, and the street is with his mom, and he got attacked by one of the bears. Okay, we got to get rid of all these. There's too many bears now. Okay, I need you to call me, please, as soon as you can, so we can do something about this.
I know
okay?
it's him now because
Thanks.
of his phone number.
87571112. Call me soon. Okay,
right.
thanks. Bye.
Ready for the last one? This one's the longest, 43 seconds.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, listen, there's a bear outside of my house, okay? My neighbor just got fucking eaten by a bear, okay? There are bears on the streets, there are bears in people's homes, okay? We gotta do something about this. I can't get outside.
I think so.
Okay, my kids are at school, I can't get to my kids. Okay, there's a bear on my car.
Who's he calling?
Why can't... Oh, God! Oh, Lord! There's a bear in the house! Oh, my God! Oh, 875-112! Call me! Oh, God!
Wait, who is he calling if he's the mayor?
Well, presumably he's calling the bear guy.
So someone anomalously brought bears in.
Some
See, I
genius.
like this SCP because it's a good mix of funny and humorous and also actually kind of, like, eerie, right?
My neighbor just got fucking eaten by a bear.
Yeah, like that's funny, but isn't it kind of eerie at the end?
I
It's very creepy feel to it.
thought it was very funny how he was shouting out his phone number as a bear ate him.
Yeah. But also just, like, the idea that someone brought these bears in, and by each of these calls, it's clear that whoever brought the bears in isn't answering him, right? So, whoever this mysterious figure is, did they try and trace the phone number?
It's like the fucking Pied Piper with bears.
I know.
Well, they found the phone with these messages on in a cave outside of town.
Okay, so whoever the phone belonged to was the guy Tom Miller was calling.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe he was already dead, rather
Well,
than, like,
there's
a mysterious villain.
Well, there's no body. Maybe he was just sitting in a cave watching the birds eat everyone.
Maybe he was a bear the whole time.
I mean, a bad
in
disguise.
In D&D, there's a monster called werebears. They can transform between humans.
I like the idea better that it's just a bear all the time, but he didn't realise. I think we should summon some birds.
He's like, alright, I'm calling the family.
Hey, bring in the interdimensional bird family. We gotta rough some people up.
Yeah, I gave it an upvote. I saw you did too. It went up by 2. This was very good. I don't know if I'd give it like a 10 out of 10, but probably a 9.5 out of 10 there, a 9.
It's really good.
Very good. Really, really good.
Very done on the voice acting.
Yeah, the voice adds a lot to it, I think. I don't know if that was your voice, Cactus, but well played. I would love to get you on the podcast sometime, Cactus. Please, please. But, that was all 4 SCPs, right?
Yeah, so that was it.
All right.
However, someone in the comments did bring up an interesting point. We've got too many bears now, so what if we bring in something else to get rid of them? So, we have...
Progressively worse.
So, I'm just spitballing here, but we do have an indestructible lizard in containment that we could use for just such a situation.
Well, you know what happened when they tried to get rid of the coyote's bear? If we try to bring in the lizard, maybe the next thing that will come in is something that can kill the lizard, and it just keeps...
You see, and that solves our lizard problem.
No, this is literally the exact same thing the United States did when it was founded with debt, and now we're like a trillion billion dollars in debt.
But the first debt's gone.
Yeah, I guess. but the system they used was we'll take in debt and then we'll take in another debt to pay off the last debt, and we'll just keep doing that until people stop believing in us. And that's what they did, but with bears. So I don't think that's a good idea if we were to learn from history.
But but did they have Tom Miller?
That's true. Well, we don't have him either. He's dead.
But he became a bear, maybe.
Are there SCPs capable of resurrecting dead people?
Probably. Well, almost definitely, yeah.
If there is,
we need to bring him back. We need to know what he found out.
I hope there isn't, because if there is and it's easy to use, then there can never be any consequences.
We need to start up SCP-2000 for Tom Miller.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, because otherwise, like, people dying means nothing really in SCP. It's like all the lives taken. But yes, we should resurrect Tom Miller and bring him back. I think it would really help us out.
Welcome, Tom Miller, to the O5 Council.
I know this guy's the mayor, but like, did he not talk to animal control about this idea? It seems like a bad idea.
Well, you're not in government, are you? So, where's your government position? Who are you to judge Tom Miller?
I am the councilman.
Oh, whoa! Darnell! I'm falling through the floor and entering the plug zone!
Uh-oh.
Time for the plug zone, baby, baby.
Alright,
I'm
so
testing out jingles.
by the time this comes out, it'll be the 18th, I think.
Yes.
So by the time you're hearing this, you have 12 more days to submit your
Holy shit!
Submit your entry for the art contest. Winner will receive $50 to enter. You must have a legal and valid PayPal that we can reach from the United States. And your
United
PayPal
States?
your
What the
PayPal-
fuck? We didn't agree to this.
No, listen to me. Your PayPal doesn't have to be from the United States, but I'm saying a PayPal from the United States has to be able to get to you. So, like, if you're in a country where you don't have PayPal, then, like, don't do that. I don't know. I'm just trying to do this legally. I don't want to get sued and arrested and killed by the IRS. All right? But no, you don't have to be in the U.S. to enter. That's not what I meant. You have to remember to enter. You cannot just post in the fan work channel. We need you to post on your Twitter with the hashtag Discovering SCP. One word, hashtag Discovering
We
SCP.
need the clout, please.
Yeah. Yeah, as much as this is for fun, we are also hoping to use it as a way to spread word about the channel. So please follow the instructions. We would hate for anyone to make lovely pieces of art and then not be qualified. But yeah, still enter that. Also, Tanhony, did you have anything you wanted to plug? Do we have a business email yet?
We do not yet.
Did you get around to making that? No. Oh, don't.
Why did you finish the question when I'd already answered it?
Well, no, yeah. That sucks.
We don't have a business email yet.
Okay, well, we're gonna make a business email soon. We should have already done that. My bad. Maybe we'll have it for next episode ready. But
Yeah, well, how come we don't have one yet?
Well, you said you wanted to make it. I said, okay, then make it.
I did.
Then what is it?
Well, I mean, I said that.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
I said I can make one, and you said, no, it's fine. I'll handle it.
Well, I guess I'll handle it.
Yes. When we have one, you guys will be able to contact us there about, if you want to do any sponsorships or if you have ideas for the podcast or anything related to that kind of thing. But we don't have that up yet. But was there anything else you wanted to plug? Sorry.
No, I just wanted to go to the plug zone because I don't want people to forget about it.
Okay.
So I'm pulling the lever now, and we're gonna fall out the plug zone. So brace yourself.
All right, Kronk.
Oh, the trapdoor is opening.
Falling into Beartown.
And we're in Beartown now. So we've got. So anything last thing to say, Daniel, before we get eaten by bears?
I sure wish I hadn't eaten honey for lunch today.
Where the fuck is my picnic basket?
Oh God, I'm at the boss bear is Yogi Bear. I'm tired of all these.
Come here. I'll pick out your eyes.
Who is Yogi Bear's little bear guy? What was his name?
DJ Cactus, funnily enough.
Yeah, DJ Cactus. Thank you. Shout out for being a bear.
Thank you, everyone who's been in the episode, whose works we've leached off of.
Which was Peace All Tan and then 2 works of Cactus.
Oh yeah, one of them was me.
Hey Cactus, if you want, I'm gonna make Tan try and talk to you, but if Tan's too shy and you happen to come across this, we would love to have you on the podcast sometime. Just hit us up, probably through Tan, where you can comment or whatever, find a way to get in touch with us. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. It'd be fun.
Hey.
It'd be so much fun. This episode is not ending. We've reached the climax, but it just keeps going.
We're not good at endings, so should we just say bye now?
Hello.